you a veteran researching your VA loan to buy a home? Well, you've come to the right place. Today's video, you're gonna hear from me, a fellow Army veteran who's been in your boots, who transitioned from the military, researched the VA loan as a buyer side, and now I'm on the other side of the table as a mortgage broker. So in today's video, we're gonna dive deep into the VA loan program. What are the ins and outs? What are the requirements and rules? So you can get a better feel for what a VA loan is, whether it's right for you. As I said, my name is Emmett Dempsey. I'm a former U.S. Army officer, and now I'm a mortgage broker. You know, when I took off this beret for the last time, this was in 2001, and I got out of the military and I bought my home with a VA loan a year later. I really didn't know much about it. I kind of just heard about it, about, hey, 100% financing and all the things. But as I come to find out as a mortgage broker, there's a lot more ins and outs I didn't know about. And thank goodness I was able to buy my home with a VA loan. So back in 2002, bought my first house here in Port St. Lucie, Florida. And it was a great program. You know, no money down. I think I even got paid back because I think the seller paid all my closing costs. And it was a fantastic loan. So we're going to go all into that today. If you're here on YouTube researching VA loans, you've probably looked at other videos or even talked to people in your town. All I can do is tell you who I am and what I'm all about. I can offer a unique perspective because I've got a VA loan myself. I've helped several veterans transition from the military, and VA loans are our focus of what we do here. I'm licensed in Florida and Georgia. So if you want to talk more about your VA loan benefits, go ahead and book a call with me and we can kind of talk about your options. I'd love to help you and your family out. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about VA loans. Okay, so what is the VA loan? The VA loan started, back after World War II in the late 1940s for soldiers coming back from war, and allowed it to basically what the VA loan does is it insures mortgages so veterans can buy a home with no money down. It's for active duty military, it's for veterans, it's for surviving spouses, and it's been a fantastic loan throughout the years. First started off, it's gone through some different changes, different iterations, and as it stands today, it's still an outstanding benefit for veterans. Okay, so what are the benefits of a VA loan? Well, I can think of 4 outstanding ones. So basically, number 1 is no down payment required. So the only major program besides USDA that has no down payment required, so it minimizes your cash out of pocket. Number 2 is competitive interest rates. The VA loans have outstanding interest rates because it's insured. Like I said before, the VA does not make loans, they insure the loan. They insure the loan against loss. So effectively, these lenders make these low interest loans because they're insured against their loss. So if you end up defaulting, they can go to the VA and get an insurance policy effectively that insures against your loss. So effectively, it's almost, even though it's no down payment, the way VA works is kind of in fours. It's almost like a 25% that insures. It's almost like making a 25% down payment effectively. That's how the lenders see it. So they give you effectively pricing as if you are putting down 25%. Another major benefit is no PMI. You can put down 0 down with no private mortgage insurance. So that saves you hundreds of dollars a month, depending on your loan amount. It's significant. So you just do the math on FHA. It's gotten better. FHA is still 0.55%, and even conventional PMI is still up there. So it's a significant cost savings per month. And number 4 is flexibility and qualifying. VA loans are pretty lenient as far as debt to income and even FICO goes. Debt to income limits I've seen as high as 60%. Certainly investors we use go down to 500 FICO for VA. So VA is very flexible in their qualifying, really trying to get veterans into homes. So VA loans definitely have certain myths that are out there, and we're going to go ahead and debunk that. First and foremost is VA loans only for first-time home buyers, and that's not true. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer to get a VA loan. So first-time home buyers defined as hasn't owned a home in 3 years. A VA loan, you can get it whether you're a first-time home buyer or not. Another big misconception is that you only can have one at a time. Video here on the channel that a lot of views and a lot of people have called me to get loans from me about having 2 VA loans at the same time. As long as you have entitlement left, keep your VA loan on this property and buy another home with a VA loan that you intend to live in. So you can use your secondary entitlement, it's called. So you kind of check out the video after this one. There's also a misconception about it. It's a free home. So yes, it's no down payment. There are still closing costs required. Your cash to close consists of down payment, closing costs, and prepaids. So your down payment is 0, but there could be still some closing costs and prepaids. And then if you have a good realtor to ask the seller to pay for those, as part of your concessions, that is definitely an option you can do as well. But just a misconception that it's a free home, there's still some cost involved. And just the value and the intent of the VA loan are serving veterans in order to get access to affordable housing. That's really the intent, to have affordable housing with an attractively financed program for veterans transitioning from military life to civilian life in order to acquire property. So how is my role on this side of the table? Like I said, I was a veteran, years ago, and now I'm a mortgage broker. So in this chair, I help you qualify for a VA loan and figure out what your affordability is. Like your set of payments, here's the different options. You can put down different down payment amounts. Here's what the payments would be, but also serve as your advocate, because many times you can find in the marketplace, especially during the boom years of 20 and 21, when things were flying off the market, sellers really didn't want to take VA loans because they were perceived as hard, and they're not. In fact, VA loans default at the lowest rate of any mortgage out there. So part of my role is be your advocate for the VA loan when you're making offers, to make sure that the listing agents understand that they need to take this VA loan in no uncertain terms, that this borrower and you and I, we serve our country, we've earned this right, and it's horrible of you to look down upon it. So I'll be on your side, advocating for you in the marketplace. And it's also helpful to work with a mortgage broker who's also a veteran. I've been on both sides of the table, I know the ins and outs of the VA loan process. It's really helped me to just know that, to know who to call, how to talk to these folks, the VA civilians who are there, who work the desk, and kind of make that connection. It's mattered to my clients. I've gotten value reconsiderations done, the VA appraisal panel, just by having that connection, because most of the people that work on the VA panel, they're former veterans too. So you kind of knowing who to call and knowing the ins and outs of the VA loans when things get sticky is definitely an advantage for you. Having a mortgage broker that's also better. So what are the requirements for a VA loan? Basically, you have to meet one of the following. You have served 90 consecutive days during wartime, or 181 consecutive days during peacetime. So basically 90 or 181. Or if you're in the National Guard or Reserves, it's 6 years. If you have combined service, some active, some reserve, you gotta make sure that you meet that service requirement. You're the spouse of a service member who died in combat or due to a service connected with disability. The ultimate goal is your service is to get your COE, or certificate of eligibility. And that's a document from the VA that we pull to verify that you are eligible for a VA loan. So if you have any questions or concerns and you don't think, or you're not quite sure if you qualify, definitely give me a call. You can go in and link in my description and book a call with me and kind of figure out whether you can qualify. I'm licensed in Florida and Georgia, and I would definitely love to help you out. What is the process of getting a VA loan? So basically, from pre-qualification to closing, you'll be with me and my team the entire time. From pre-qualification, we figure out what your goals are, what your affordability is, what your payment comfort is, based on your income, credit and equity, kind of like the tripod, as I call it. Figure out based on your particular family situation, how much home you can afford. So that's very important to determine right away. And then we'll go over the VA loan options. I'll check the VA system to make sure that you're qualified, because sometimes we find there's charge entitlement that you might not remember, you might have forgot, or didn't even know about. And so it happens all the time, guys. We pull the COE, upfront an application to make sure that you have enough entitlement in order to make a full offer. The benefit too is VA loan, if you have full entitlement, there's no loan limit. So that's another major benefit that I forgot to mention before. But basically, you can make as big a loan as you qualify for on a VA loan, and that's just a recent change where there's no loan limit if you're a veteran with full entitlement. If you're already a homeowner with a VA loan, I know during 20 and 21 when rates came down, we did a lot of VA IRRRLs, VA streamlines. So that's a service that we provide to our clients. We kind of monitor what the rates are, based on where you were, whether there's a definite benefit. The way rates are now, might not have that for a while. But ultimately, rates will eventually come down. Who knows when that'll happen? But when they do come down, if you had a VA loan, you can definitely go into a VA IRRRL streamline, and that's definitely a benefit to work with us. What are some tips and advice for if you're a veteran, looking to get pre-approved? Again, I recommend you use a mortgage broker. Maybe I'm biased because I believe mortgage brokers are the best for consumers. They have multiple choices and investors, and then of course, using me as a fellow veteran, I've been on both sides of the table, guys. So definitely give me a shot. If you're in Florida and Georgia, I'd love to help your family with a VA loan to see what we have to offer. There's several options out there. You can hear on YouTube and online. You definitely don't want to use veteran-friendly lenders that may not be as veteran-friendly as you think. I believe you should use a mortgage broker. That's just me being biased. I have multiple investors that I can choose from. If you're there and a veteran looking for your VA loan, definitely give me a call. I'd love to help you out. You can go ahead and book a call down here. That'd be great. Some of the tips and advice I have for my veterans, of course, monitor your credit, document your income, same as any other borrower, but also really know about your questions about entitlement. Sometimes we have to have some battles where we fight, for restored entitlement, things like that, especially if you own a property, we get your income and entitlement calculation correct, how much down payment you need on the next one. So VA loans are outstanding loans for veterans, and I'm very glad to be able to offer them to my clients. And of course, if you're in the market and you work with a fellow veteran, it's definitely a good idea in my opinion. If you're a veteran active duty here in Florida or Georgia, definitely give me a call. You can go and book a call. I'd love to help you guys out. At this point in the video, you probably want to know what other cool VA loan videos we have on the channel. So YouTube wants you to watch this video right here.